What's good, yo? It's your boy Shadow. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a pretty much what is going to be a voiceover of my second attempt at the Pokemon Radical Red Nuzlocke. So in the first attempt, which we did episode by episode, we wound up getting absolutely destroyed, as some of you may know, by the Team Rocket leader Archon right before getting to Cerulean City. So pretty much what this video is going to be is a sped up version of how I got to that exact same spot, just so that we can continue off with the day by day episodes, or not day by day, but daily episodes, and you guys don't have to watch the exact same fights that I did from the first playthrough. So as you guys can see, I turned on the exact same restricted, like the exact same game modes on this game. I picked restricted mode on, I put minimal grinding mode on. That's basically gonna make the game where there's no EVs. I don't have to worry about EV training, but all Pokemon have 31 IVs, so it makes it a lot easier for me to calc stuff. Obviously restricted mode means that we don't get certain abilities. I went through all this stuff in the first episode of the Radical Red Nuzlocke series, so if you guys do want to get a in-depth information on what's going on, go ahead and check out that episode. I'll link it down in the description. As you guys can see, I've chose a Kalos starter. Now if you guys know who the Kalos trio is, then you probably know who I'm going with this playthrough. Spoiler alert, it's not the grass or the fire type. I'll tell you that, because they are both garbage. It is the water type. So the reason why I went with the water type, which you guys are about to see who it is, if you didn't know, it's Froakie. The reason why I went with Froakie is because Froakie is actually 1 base point faster than Brock's Archon, and it destroys it with a stab water pulse. So as you guys may know, Archon gave us a little bit of trouble. Not as much trouble as the Vulpix, which also gets destroyed by Froakie, but it did give us some trouble, and I'm just kind of avoid all those unnecessary obstacles that could have been avoided if we went with the water starter. So here we got the Gary fight. I'm not going to bore you guys with this fight. We kind of just growled each other the entire time until one of us got to my berry getting procced, and then obviously he doesn't have a berry, so eventually I win this fight. I'm not going to let you guys stay around here and watch it. We go get the pallet or the parcel for Oak, and we got our Pokeballs right after this. And once we get our Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke has officially started. So if any of my Pokemon die from here on, it's over. As we get our first encounter in Route 1, which winds up being a C-Dot. Now this thing was low-key kind of threatening because it had Bide, and I had to hit it to get its HP down. So it just kept biting me, and Bide does double the damage that you do to the opposing Pokemon after like 2 turns. So whatever damage I was throwing out at this C-Dot, it was just doubling it back at me. Eventually I was able to get it down to yellow HP, and I threw a Pokeball, and I was able to catch it. Now I wasn't too happy about catching a C-Dot here. We wound up naming it Bees. If you know why, you know why. I'm not gonna make the joke right now, but C-Dot wasn't too happy about it. On to Viridian City, where we wind up finding a Mareep on our first encounter. And if you guys remember from the first series, from the first Nuzlocke, I was hoping that we catch a Mareep, but we wound up catching a Cubchoo. We named it Frozina. Now I'm gonna show you guys. You guys are gonna see why I wanted a Mareep, and it gets way better. Honestly, I wanted it just for the Emolga, but Mareep, we wound up finding out, as I call it, Fluffs. We wound up finding out that thing is a complete counter to Falkner's team. Like, it absolutely destroys Falkner. Out to Route 22, where we find another Morella. Shout out to Mushi. Unfortunately, this one gave us a lot more trouble. So I was kind of just switching around. The Draining Kiss was doing too much. Absorb was giving all its HP back. It kept critting me. I wound up Thunder Waving it here, just try to make it easier for me to catch. But because of the fact that it has Absorb and Draining Kiss, whatever damage I dish out to this thing, it's pretty much gonna get it all back. So as you guys can see, I go into Kermit here. It gets paralyzed. I try to throw a Pokeball. Clearly doesn't work. It absorbs, and at this point, I think I was just like, I'm not risking this, and I just wound up leaving. So rest in peace to our Route 22 encounter. But in route, I think this is route 21. Anyways, this route, right before Viridian Forest, we wound up finding a Houndour, which is actually super clutch just because it has Incinerate, and Incinerate breaks berries. It destroys any berry that Pokemon is holding. And if you guys know from my first playthrough, a lot of these Pokemon are holding berries. So the fact that we can destroy them is amazing. I go ahead and name this Houndour Demani. Nothing really, like, no reference there. Just, I was just like, okay, whatever. It's a dark type Demani, I guess. Out to our Viridian encounter, and we find this thing right here. Now, let me tell you about this thing right here, okay? This is a Kricketot, and it is absolutely garbage, usually, right? And I thought it would be garbage myself, because I think I wind up calling it, like, fodder. And if you guys don't know what fodder is basically, like, you send it out for it to die to get another Pokemon in. So I thought that's what it's gonna, I honestly thought that's what its role was going to be. But you guys are going to see that it actually is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. So here's the Brendan fight. We got the Corphish versus Kermit. Right after this fight, we get the EXP share. So this fight is very important for just getting my team leveled up. Just easily, I guess. I can get it leveled up going one by one. But getting the XP share, or XP all, actually. It's XP all, not the XP share. The XP all is super helpful for leveling up Pokemon without me having to put any effort in. So we get rid of the Corphish there. He sends out the Trico. I go to Demani. Easy Demani switch. This Trico really can't touch me. And it gets destroyed by Incinerate. So the Brendan fight was pretty much just as easy as the first time around. So that was cool. I wasn't really, like, worried about this fight at all. This fight is pretty easy. There's the XP share. We get the stat scanner, which doesn't matter because all of our Pokemon are going to have 31 IVs because it's minimal grinding mode. Now, right here, I believe that the Kricketot, which we named Fodder, levels up and evolves. And Kricketune, I think it's what it evolves into. Pretty sure it's called Kricketune. Kricketune, they actually gave it a base stat buff. So this thing has like 80 base speed with 105 attack. With Fury Cutter Technician. And honestly, as I was playing, now check this, wait, hold on. Check this out, guys, look. This is the Metronome Trainer. Metronome Head Charge. We bubble. The Togepi lives on 1 HP. Uses Metronome against Volt Tackle, dude. My heart was literally in my stomach, bro. Thankfully, it's a Togepi, so it literally did nothing. But still, with that being said, we're out of Viridian Forest into Pewter City, where we find a Skiddo in the grass as our encounter. I go ahead and catch this thing just to have it for Brock. I don't really have too much expectations for this thing, honestly, but it's always good to have some extra pieces when you're dealing with Brock. Of course, it's a GOAT Pokemon, so I had to name it after the GOAT himself, LeBron James. If you think it's Jordan, it's not Jordan. Also, ooh, right here, look, check this out. Flaffy evolves into, Mareep evolves into Flaffy, and it learns Power Gem. And this, as I accidentally forget Conspore, I wanted to forget Tackle, but that is literally the sole reason why Flaffy destroys Faulkner, because he cannot switch in to that Pokemon. Now, there's actually an old man, if you guys saw, there was an old man in that city that I missed in the first series, and for 5,000 coins, he gives you a random egg, and with that random egg, we wound up getting a Shelter. Like that, I think that egg can literally be anything. So we wound up getting a Shelter, which I guess is cool. It doesn't have Skill Link because this is restricted mode, so it has Overcoat, which, you know, if we had Skill Link, it would have been pretty overpowered, I'm not going to lie. But here's the Faulkner fight. We go with Flaffy. I use Power Gem expecting him to switch to Emolga, and we do catch the Emolga, and we almost OHKO it in one hit, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I didn't have the Wise Glasses on Flaffy because I figured that I knew Flaffy was going to 1v3, but I know that Faulkner has enough firepower to get Flaffy pretty low. As you can see, this slash from Hustle Rufflet almost two-shots me, so that Oranberry comes in pretty clutch there. It gets me out of range of the Corvisquire. So now the Corvisquire, since I'm out of range because of the Oranberry, it goes for Hone Claws as I Flash. Now, Flash in this game has It's a 60 base power electric move that has a 50% chance to drop your attack. So at this point, I'm like, shit, like, do I want to sack flat? Like, I'm scared. I'm like, I'm not sure if this thing is going to kill me with a rock smash at +1 attack. I wind up staying in and just start spamming flash as he starts spamming roost. So now I'm pretty much just looking for drops. I get the attack drop there, so now I'm confident that I live any attack that he clicks. I wind up using Thunder Wave on the roost. So now it's pretty much GG. He can't do nothing. I get another attack drop. He gets paralyzed, and the battle is over. Flaffy absolutely destroys Faulkner 1v3. If you have trouble with Faulkner, get yourself a Flaffy. Now onto the Brock fight. Now I forgot to record, so D's actually evolved into a Nuzleaf, and it has Fake Out and Razor Leaf now, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like our Grookey from the first run of this Nuzlocke. So I go for the Fake Out into the Razor Leaf. It gets the Geodude pretty low. I wasn't sure if that was Cut Stat Berry range because it does have self-destruct with Cut Stat Berry. So I wasn't too sure. He winds up switching to Vulpix, and right here I'm kind of contemplating if I want to go into the Flash Fire Houndour or if I want to go into Kermit, who pretty much gets a kill right now. So I wind up going with Kermit because, like I said, it gets a kill right now. Even though I lose my Oran Berry, something is going to die, and it winds up being a Vulpix, which is perfect. He goes back to the Geodude. At this point, I know it's Cut Stat Berry with self-destruct. I was kind of scared if it was in Cut Stat Berry range, because if it was going to activate it on this turn, right? And I didn't want Furoki potentially dying. So I wound up switching to LeBron, expecting like a self-destruct, but it actually is not in Cut Stat Berry range, and it goes for Spark, which is kind of weird. So I was able to get a Razor Leaf off to kill this thing quite easily. I think the Archon comes out here. Yeah. So I switched into Fluffs here, expecting a flying move, just because I'm a grass type. Like, why would you click a flying move? You have Pluck, right? So I go to Fluffy, expecting a flying move, but it actually predicts me and goes for a Rock Tomb, which I'm like, shit. Fluffs takes it quite well, if I'm being honest. So now I'm in a predicament. I totally forgot that this thing has Bulldoze. So I'm just like, oh my god, is that gonna kill? And Fluff absolutely tanks it and destroys this Archon right back with a Flash. Dude, Fluffs is literally carrying me right now. And I'm so mad that I did not get this thing in my first run through, because I probably would have gone a lot further. Now, LeBron's job here was pretty much just a 1v1 to Onyx, so I go hard into LeBron here, just for it to do its job. My Oran Berry activates, so I'm out of range of any Rock Tomb. We get the Razor Leaf, almost kills it there. Of course, Onyx has super high defense. Berry Juice activates. Rock Tomb doesn't kill me because of the Oran Berry, and this battle is over. Brock is finished, and we have yet to lose a Pokemon. We are already on an excellent start, way better than our first run. We get Rock Tomb there, and from there on out, we're heading out to Route 4? Or no, Route 3. This is Route 3. We get the Dynamax Band. I don't really plan on using a Dynamax Band, as we find a Nickit for our first encounter, which I don't know. I know what a Nickit does, kind of, but I don't know if I'm ever going to use this thing. So I catch it, but it's probably going to stay in the box. Like I was saying, the dens, I don't really know how they work for Nuzlocke rule. Like Nuzlocke, I don't really know how they work for Nuzlocks. So I wasn't too sure if we were going to keep that aspect of the game as Kermit evolves here. So I want to just deciding not even to really bother with dens. So yeah, I got the ban. You're forced to have it, but I'm probably not going to use it. We get Frogadier there, and we finish up the route, destroy all the trainers, and I think I get the Magikarp right here. Yeah, so we get Patience back. Honestly, way better start than before, so maybe potentially Patience can actually, unlock its full potential and evolve into a Gyarados, as we find another Stunky in this Route 4 encounter. Unfortunately, I don't know how I feel. I don't think I wanted Stunky again. I'm gonna rename it Stinky, just like the last one that we had. Even though I think it's Stinker. Didn't I call it Stinky last time? I don't remember. Anyways, probably not gonna use it. As you can see in my box, those are not dead Pokemon. Those are just Pokemon that I just I can't fail my team anymore, obviously because of the 6 party limit. As you can see, I forgot to show you guys. In that grass we found Stinker. There's a water stone, and I use that water stone on Shelter to evolve it into a Cloyster. Another thing that I did differently here was, instead of going for that basement 3 encounter that I did in the first series, trying to get Mawile, I tried to get a fighting type in the basically on the first floor. It's because there's like 4 different fighting types you can find, and I wound up just getting a Geodude, which if I would have went to the basement 3 like I did in the original playthrough and got the same exact encounter luck, I probably would have gotten a Mawile, just because they have the exact same encounter rate. So we catch the Geodude, the Alolan Geodude, name it Fodder, because that's probably what it's going to be. And here we are with our boy, Scientist Super Nerd Miguel. This dude gave us trouble in our first playthrough, but we know what to expect now. So I lead with Fluffs, and I lead with Damani. I try to Thunder Wave the Thwackey, but the Voltorb decides to click Self-Destruct turn 1. And my heart was literally about to break, but we actually tanked it pretty well from both sides, which is actually kind of surprising. And Thwackey gets hit with a super hard Incinerate. Out comes the Bibarel. If you guys remember, this thing has Moody. Oh no, it has Simple. It has Simple with Curse, and it's just very annoying. So I wound up clicking Flash with Fluffs. I was kind of planning on switching here. I don't remember if I did. Looks like I didn't. Oh, I Sucker Punch, right. I Sucker Punch at Thwackey. I was actually Timid Nature at this point, so it actually didn't kill, which is kind of unfortunate. And Fluffs winds up getting its Oranberry knocked off, which is all good. It's kind of low, but I didn't think there was going to be anything that can really kill me here, just because I was going to Sucker Punch at Thwackey here. And I was going to Flash on the Bibarel, so he wasn't going to be able to get any hits off on me, as you guys can see. We killed the Thwackey there with Sucker Punch. And then the Flash kills the Bibarel. So like I said, I wasn't really worried about Fluffs going down there. Out comes the Sableye, which was literally a threat. Like, this thing is such a menace. It has Prankster with Will-O-Wisp, Recover, and Foul Play. Like, this thing is so annoying. It winds up Will-O-Wisping our boy Fluffs, but it's all good because I'm going to switch here. I don't want Fluffs going down here. I think I switched to the Magikarp just to get like extra levels, I think. Pretty sure that's what I do. But yeah, this guy gave us a lot of trouble in our first run, and this time around absolutely popped. So that was super satisfying. Sableye gets paralyzed there as it tries to recover, and went up beating Super Nerd Miguel. Get wrecked, nerd, and I'm taking your fossil. This time around I'm going with the Dome Fossil just because I forgot that Helix Omnistar doesn't get Shell Smash in this game mode because this is restricted. So I want to go with Kabutops this time around. I teleport out because we know what's coming up next. It is that Archer fight, and this is where we lost in the last episode. I mean, pretty much in the last episode, yeah. I used my rare candy that I found in that cave on the Magikarp, who was at level 19, just to get it leveled up to a Gyarados, which is going to be nice because it has Intimidate and it's pretty tanky. Unfortunately, all it has is Bite, so it's not really be able to do much in this fight since he has 3 dark types, but the Intimidate could be useful for pivoting. Hopefully we use it here, and hopefully we get out of this fight alive. He leads with the Impidimp. I lead with these. I fake out because I'm faster. I'm also a dark type, so he can't Thunder Wave me, and he switches to Mighty Annie here. Now, on this switch, I know this thing has Poison Fang, right? And it has Strong Jaw. I didn't calculate the fact that Poison Fang is actually a 75 base power move instead of 50. I thought I lived it, but we died 10 times out of 10 because it is a buffed move. So I go into Fodder here. It's faster because we're Jolly Nature, and they gave this thing a speed boost. I click Fury Cutter, get the KO there. They go into Impidimp and fake us out. Gonna Thunder Wave us here. We can't really do much about this. We don't have a dark type to switch in on this thing anymore. Fortunately, we break through the Para-Flinch hacks, and we're able to destroy the Impidimp. Last Pokemon is going to be the Houndour, and we have Kermit for this. So this fight is pretty much over, and we make it out alive. And unfortunately, we lost our first Pokemon, but hey, we've made it pretty far without losing one, so I can't be too mad. Archer, eat shit, buddy. Eat shit. Eat shit. So here we are out at Route 4. Obviously, we can't get an encounter here because we got the encounter. But before we got into the cave, I come over here and grab this item. I forgot what it was. I think it was a sunstone. Not really going to use it too much. Also grabbed this TM, which is a roar. Talked to these guys right here. One of them gave me a power up punch TM, which is going to be pretty useful. And then the other one gave me some PP ups, which is, I guess, is cool. And here we are at Cerulean City. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down below in the comment section. If you guys like this style of Nuzlockes, also let me know down below in this comment section. If you guys want me to give you pretty much the content with no filler, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in our next episode. Peace.